All right, getting ready. Here we go. Getting ready on this Thursday evening as they have the political debate. I figure I'd come on and talk to anybody who's coming in. Let's see what we got going on here. Joining in the Instagram. All right. There it is. Just sent out the notifications. And welcome on in. My name is Mike Reed. I'm a commercial appliance technician in Houston, Texas. And I'm here to give you information on the commercial side of things. Let me see here. We had 3 people. So, all right, here we go. We got a lot going on the, I'm losing it. On the, Milwaukee just came out with a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm very excited about it. I cannot wait because I got to replace this equipment anyway. New impact wrenches, and I guess this is a new M12 sander, and what appears to be an M12 Lite. So I have quite a bit of M12 tools. On my Instagram, I have a lot of different brands. Like this is Winston Division. They make a lot of hot holding equipment, deep fryers, warmers, that whole thing. This is very similar to the Giles. Let me see here. Yeah, very, very similar to the Giles. So the vast majority of the clients that I have, they don't have the fryers. What they have are the warmers. So they have warmers and steam ovens. So this is exactly what the gentleman is sticking his hand into in the back. That's it's actually one of the steamers. Let me show you this company, Winston Divisions. Let me get into this. Let me add one. CEO Jakes, what's happening? Hey, CEO Jakes, I am just getting started. Let me see which one I'm going to do. What you see on the screen is I got to fix a couple of Vitamix blenders. What the customer does is they use the soft serve machine to dispense the mix into a cup. And then they'll make like a concrete mix using the Vitamix blender. So let me show you here. This is going to be Winston Divisions. There it is. I'm pretty sure you guys never heard of Winston Divisions. Here we go. Winston Industries. I don't know if I've ever talked about them. There's the food service side. Oh, let me include this. So here we go with the holding and the warming. This is pretty big with some of my clients. Just so you know, I'm not familiar with what you guys are aware of and what you're not aware of, but there we go. Oh, Dairy Queen uses them. Okay, Frank, what's happening? Hey, Yeah, so they have to, once they prepare the food, then they have to store them at a certain temperature. Well, when you have large food items and large trays, the the holding system that works at Burger King, McDonald's, the Prince Castle type system, that doesn't work when it comes to that type of protein. And then this is also used for a lot of my clients. They use it for keeping bread warm and keeping it nice and moist. So they'll bake a ton of bread. They'll keep it in this. Their biscuits. I have one that makes a very famous jalapeno loaf, and it is delicious. They use it and keep the stuff in there. Another one, they'll keep that in there. The brisket, the baked chicken, that type of thing. They'll keep that in these holding cabinets. Then I have some other clients that are like some of my Asian clients. They actually will use the steam ovens. All this is hot holding. Let me go on over to the. Here we go. There's a cook and hold. So these are, just so you know, this is like this is not for entry level restaurateurs. This is people that are tried and true. They know their method works. They're building out their restaurant empires, that type of thing. They already have maybe a dozen or so locations, or they're in their like third generation on the family business. So here we go. Let me give you the information for this one. I'm going to drop this in here. All right, they're in Louisville, Kentucky. Let me give you their number. Yeah, there's the 800 number. I'm going to drop this in the chat. Let me put this in for those in Instagram first. Oh, my sister's on Instagram. Dante Jean, what's happening? All right, so there you go. There's the link for this one. I know you can't click on it on Instagram, but you see it. You see what it looks like. All right, let me show you another thing. Now, I've shown you this before. Now, this is the Builder's Blue Book. They just call it the Blue Book. Now, I have shown this to you guys before, but I want to do it because I get people all the time. Let me just do the Blue Book because they're taking me to the lead section. And I was explaining to a brother today. I said, hey, you do not, to get listed is free. It is their goal to try to sign you up, do like Angie's List and all the rest of this stuff, and get you to pay for some kind of advertisement package, to get you to pay for a better profile. None of that is required. You can get listed absolutely positively for zero charge, zero cost to you. Once you are listed, you will have builders and other contractors contact you. Now, whether that is just like Brother Frank, he does air conditioning. So even if you do air conditioning, this one is an account for you. Let me see here. So they do, you have build relationships and find teams, all that good stuff. Now, once you they have this premier membership. You don't have to do any of that. It is completely free. Now, once you're listed, people will contact you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me pull up my email first while you look at the screen. Let me leave it. While I'm pulling up my email, let me leave this on the phone number. So you can call them up. You can call them up and then they will get your account all together. What is this? J3? I think this is J. Yes. All right. All right. So let me see here. Let me try to pull this up. Just so you'll have a good idea of what is going to happen. 63 Impala, what's happening? So let me share this with you. Let me share this window, and that is, there you go, my mail. So I can care less if they kick me off the system. So this is what happens. This is completely unsolicited. So I didn't contact them. They contacted me. And I gave it to the brother earlier, within 24 hours. I said, hey, man, I gave you this so you can contact these people, this J3 Enterprise. And, I get this kind of stuff. They've been emailing me, I guess, for like a year now. But what this is in regards to is that Beaumont, Texas, was just east of me. Beaumont is about a good 45 minutes east of me. 40, depending on where in Beaumont it is, 45 minutes to an hour east of me. And they want me to move this over to the side to see if y'all can see. Oh, good. You can see this really well. So they want me to install a commercial dryer. Now this is in a prison. And when you go into the whole project, so they outlay everything for this project, right? So they want me to bid by today. Oh, this is for me to go do the site visit, right? So I was invited to go out there today to take a look at the job before I decide to take it. So today was set aside for any potential contractor to go out there to see if this was something that we wanted to take on. Now, I have done prisons and jails before. I'm just going to say, like, it's not my favorite. It is not my favorite. When you go in, I don't know if anybody has ever done work in an institution, but once you're in, you're not going in and out. You're not going in and out. You're in and you're staying in. So let me go back to my email. Okay, there we go. So once you go in, you're staying in. So you need to bring everything you're going to need on that job with you. So I can actually click on the job and see what it pertains. Let's see if I can bring this on over to the other. So what I just did was I just clicked on a link that gave me, all right, let's see what I'm going to have to do. It's going to allow me to see everything related to this job. What in the world? I think it's picking up that I'm broadcasting the screen, so everything is blacked out. Let me see if I can open up one of these other project details. Yeah. Oh, damn. Let me see if I can view these project files. So everything, they give you all the files. They give you the whole structure. Yeah, everything's blacked out. Due to security reasons, it won't let me show it. It won't let me show it. Oh, well, you will have all the information as far as the parameters of the job. So with especially one like this, it actually states that this is a prison in Beaumont, Texas. It gives you the full address. Like I said, they tell me to show up June 27th, 10 a.m. that they wanted me to show up this morning. And then they lay out, electrical supply, that they want me to remove the existing unit. So they want me to remove the existing unit, and then they want me to install a new one, and they give you the model and a model of the new one. So you really don't have any surprises. And they go so far as to, like I said, they'll let you go ahead and take a look. Let me see if any of these other ones are going to let me pull up something. But that is what you're going to find. Now they black it out. Their system knows that I'm sharing my screen, and so it won't let me show it. But if you go on to Blue Book service, this is not the same Appliance Blue Book. This is the commercial one. It is completely free to list your business on their service. You will get you will be solicited for jobs such as this. All right, so this is not a, this is not a government contract or any of that other stuff. This is a once you do that bid, that's between you and that contractor. It's like this will be between me and J3 Enterprises. And I have in my email, let me see here. Like I did one, they had one for me. All right, so here it is. Because let's see here. Someone had talked to me about this last year. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna show you the other one that they sent me. Hopefully this is it, because I can't see it. Yes. All right. So this is one for a dry cleaner. So this is a dry cleaner, laundering alterations, and a 5-year contract. So this, they offered me this same time last year. Same guy. So J3 Enterprises, right? And once again, all the information is there. They lay out what they want you to do. Everything about it. So this is going to J3. Let's take a look at J3 Enterprises. All right, let me see here. J3 Enterprises. J3. I don't want to go through Blue Book. I want to go directly to J3. I don't have to deal with the middleman. So you can just contact these people directly, just like you talk to ConApp and the rest of them. There are hundreds of contractors on Blue Book, just like this J3, and they're doing big jobs. That reminds me, I just had this other one there in San Antonio. They are like structural something. Structural engineering and let me see, structural concepts in San Antonio. Let's see here. That's the wrong structural concepts. Let's see here. Oh, this is the wrong structural concepts. Let's see here. You know what? Let's go back. Let's go back to the mail. Now, while I'm doing this and going down this rabbit hole, because we're only going to do an hour today, I just wanted to show you this is, if you go into Blue Book, let me see here. Let's see here. Yeah, you have a bunch of different. Here's marketing leads for contractors, but it comes up relatively quickly. The Blue Book, commercial construction leads, the Blue Book building construction network, login. That's what you want. You don't want leads. You want direct to Blue Book. Let me see if I can come up. And I'm not going to come up under Pearland. I'm going to come up probably west side of Houston. Yeah, there we go. Let me see my phone number. Yep. So there I am. So here comes Read Appliance. I had set this account up years ago, almost 10 years ago. See, so they still have my information. They have all the way to contact me. So they still have when I first moved to Houston over on Briar Forest. Main service guy. Yeah, they're ridiculous. But anyway, they have my phone number there. They have email address and people contact. Even though I don't have, as you can see here, there's zero other information. I put down ice machine, gas appliance, dish machine install. Only area I said is Houston. Even with that information, they still wanted to contact me for Beaumont, Texas. And then I'm able to put down some brands that I deal with. And once again, this is free. Appliances major. They don't differentiate between commercial and residential. So you just get calls. You just get calls. Let me see here. Find project leads. So you could be proactive. They give you let me see here. I think they give you a good 30 days to use the system at no cost. After that, you would need to pay to gain access to take a look at some of these projects. But I use it. People ask me, they say, hey, do you advertise? And I say, I don't really advertise. What I do is things like this. I'm strategically placed where the clients that I want are located. So you could find me on the manufacturer's website. You could find me on sites like this, like Blue Book Construction Network. I'm going to get rid of Winston. Let me see here. I'm going to share this one. I don't know if you all have seen I don't know if any of you guys check out my Instagram, but I did a Vulcan. Here it is. I did a Vulcan this past week. So if doing gas, if doing install is your thing. Schools this is the off season. Schools are more inclined to replace equipment in the summer months. Summer months, if it's some kind of emergency, they'll do them during Christmas break, that type of thing. But typically summer months are when they revamp. So they had already snatched out the old one, and then I have to come in and redo the whole piping. So what you don't see, I didn't actually put it in order. Everything comes in this. Everything comes in a box, and then you have to basically put this stuff together. And so here's all the extra pipes. It's in commercial. What they do is they essentially join two ovens together. They might use the same a unifying bull nose, and the bull nose is that is that front deck, that front stainless steel piece that goes across from both ovens, and that's sort of like what holds everything together, and then it gives it the appearance. So between the back venting and in that front bull nose, those two together give people the impression that it is one oven, but it really is two ovens. Because of that, it's still using one gas valve regulator. You then have to attach the excess piping, and due to the fact that it is so many different combinations, it could be an 18-inch, 20, 24-inch, 30, 36 that's joined with another oven. So this is 130 joined with like a 36. So they supply a flexible line to join the two together. And then they like make up the difference with the different type of T's there. And so that's what you see. And then I typically will do a quick little snippet of some pictures and videos. And this way I can send it to all involved parties. So this way people know. They say, hey, is that thing working? Is everything good? And I say, yeah, here's the proof. Here's the proof. So that's typically what I do. So of course the people on Instagram, they already know. Hey, Rich Malachi. Oh, all right. I'm glad Rich is on the stream. I wanted to show you guys. Rich is now the Pasmo. He is now the Pasmo distributor for the East Coast on parts. He might even be the Pasmo distributor for the actual units. I wouldn't doubt it. If he was the Pasmo distributor on the East Coast. So I actually have a couple of Pasmo units that I have to take care of. So you would definitely want to give Rich Malachi's company a call, especially for buying parts. Because I'm gonna tell you, you really want to deal with someone that's directly connected to the factory. And I want to say the factory, their guy is over there in New York, but I think their warehouse, I think they're shipping everything out of Texas. Let me see here. Let me give you guys the link. So let me show you that. So it is Malachi Parts and Service. Oh, Rich is gone now, but it's Malachi Parts and Service. So if you want to, okay, their office is in Denver, Colorado. The other corporate office is in California. But if you're on the East Coast, especially if you're in New York, Long Island, Rich Malachi is the guy. So you now have that. He might even, I don't want to speak for the guy, but he might even set up some service or training, anything like that. And if you wanted to buy a unit, I'm fairly certain that you could buy one through Rich. So he actually expanded his business. He's on Long Island, and he's in Bayonne, New Jersey, and he's in Long Island. And if I try to spell it, I'm going to butcher it. But Pasmo, let me show you the lineup, and we're going to do the countertop machines. Oh, they want me to download. I don't want to download. Let's go back. Let's view their lineup. So they have the tabletop machines, which is what you see in the center, and then you have the upright. I would like to say that, like, Pasmo and Spaceman, they are using these countertop units. What Pasmo is doing that the others are not is Pasmo has an additional, for the air cooled units, they have an additional piece on the back. One, so you don't push it all the way to the back wall, and two, so it provides additional cooling for the unit. And these are the ones I'm dealing with. They're all single phase. They're all single phase. Once again, this is one of the units that I'm getting the. Here, I'm gonna show you that I'm getting this Vitamix. The part for this Vitamix right here. What they do is one location has the Pasmo, and they'll dispense the mix into a cup, and then they'll use this Vitamix blender. It has this head right here, and then they're able to mix up the drink. They're able to the shake, put strawberry, put whatever additions to the vanilla base, and then they can make additional flavors from there. So that is an add-on that a lot of locations will do, especially if they have the manpower. So if they have the manpower, they can make shakes, and then they can do a number of flavors. So that you'll typically see them with like a dozen flavors, your strawberry, banana, caramel, that type of thing, and they're adding an addition to that vanilla base that comes out of the Pasmo, and then they stick the whole cup into this upright blender, into this Vitamix, and then it will incorporate everything they're throwing into the cup, which is actually a very good seller for them. So one location is the Pasmo, and the other one is oh man, I can't remember what brand the other one is. So it's not a Spaceman. All right, so we're at the 36-minute mark. Any questions that you guys might have, now is the time. Now is the time to ask. So these are this is the product that you're going to get out of these guys. Here is one right here. Let me see if they have it. So this is the additional piece on the back of the Pasmo. So they're very straightforward with these machines. So you can either call this 800 number for Pasmo, or you can call Malachi Parts and Service, and he'll get you all set up. So they'll get you all set up. So they have everything you need for these. So they're gaining a nice little piece of market share from Stolting, from Taylor. Clients are choosing between Pasmo and Spaceman. So when you start working on them, you're not going to get flooded with a ton of calls, but you will have calls. You will have calls, and you only need a good one or two of these to stay busy and to learn. And out of the space between the Spaceman and the Pasmo, I've yet to have a problem with the Pasmo yet. Spaceman is a whole different story. Pasmo has been rock solid. All right, so here we go. They have all the information on their site on how to keep the machines clean. And you're going to find these in your burger joints. You're going to, everybody loves burgers, fries, and shakes. So you're going to, hey, No Simple Man, what's going on? Hey, Brother Thanos. So you're going to find these. Hey, thanks for coming, Thanos. So you're going to find these in those type of places. I have yet to see a dessert shop with a whole, with about 6 of them, 8 of them, 15 of them. But I will find them in burger joints. burger fries, and a shake. That is your Pasmo. All right, so everything is right there on how to work on those, how to clean them. Luke Miller, what's the word? I know, hopping on real quick, going over a couple things, showing you guys about Blue Book, because I was actually supposed to. Well, I didn't really want to go out there and take a look at it. Going over what the commercial Blue Book does for you. Let me see if I got this. So here's that Vitamix. So they come in a number of different price range. So you have, as you can see here, as little as $685, right? You got your Vitamix, and then they have the other one. You know, they go up. So here's one for $1,000, $25. So the ones I'm dealing with, they are the 800 series. So here's another one, 800, 800, 6, and then the little piece. So this piece is plastic that snaps. That's partially due to the mix being extremely cold. So they'll dispense the mix into the cup, and then they'll go ahead and jam the unit up underneath the Vitamix. They have a metal blade and they have a plastic blade. So the plastic blade, the plastic mixer, they would need to start at the top and then slowly work their way down to the bottom. But right now it is at these chains of restaurants I'm dealing with, the men have gone, and now it's like 90, the workforce is 90% female. And all of a sudden, there's been an uptick in broken equipment. So it's always a good thing for me when the workforce is all female, because they generally want things to go a certain way. No matter how it's supposed to go, they want it to go. They want it to go how they want it to be, and that's not reality. So I had to order a couple of these. So here's the metal one. Here's the Vivor metal. Vivor. Here's the Vitamix metal agitator. This is what they really should have. So I'll see what happens if they haven't. This is in 2 years, they didn't break a single one. Now that the workforce is 95% women, they broke 2 in a week. So if they keep breaking them, I'm just gonna switch them all to the metal agitator. And so you have this reusable agitator with the metal shaft, and then the blade, it just screws into the shaft. So you can see it here. This isn't the Vitamix. This is a Stolting, but more than likely Vitamix makes it for Stolting. The price is around the same. It's $1,080, and this one actually has I think this one has a foot pedal, which is actually quite nice. I don't have one of these. I need to add this to my collection. So let me see what we got going on here. Yeah, everybody's quiet today, watching the debates between the old fogies. All right, but we're almost coming up at the hour mark. I want to touch bases on a couple of different things and answer questions, because you all had a number of questions throughout the week, and Monday and Thursday are the days that are reserved for the questions. Monday and Thursday, I'm here. Mike Sneed was on earlier. He went over the vent hood cleaning. So let's see here. So there are a number of trade schools nationwide for the vent hood cleaning. It is its own business. Some of you that follow Mike Sneed, as you know, he saw that they had two vehicles. One, they had one for the pressure washing. They have one for the pressure washing, and then the other one is used to reclaim the grease. You cannot just um, dump that grease. It must be disposed of properly. So yeah, the crew comes in after hours. They then must tape off everything underneath the hood so that the items below don't get wet. So once they tape everything off so it doesn't get wet, then they go ahead and pressure wash everything. There are floor drains. So they pressure wash everything. I've shown these videos before. Then they have to go up on the roof. And when you're up on the roof, you then have to clean the extraction hood up on the roof. Let me see if we got anybody. No. You must clean the unit up on the roof. There are a number of tools that is used. See, so they have to tape everything off. There's a number of specialty devices that are used up on the roof, including they almost have like these remote control tanks that are on a chain, and you lower that. You see they're greasing the bearings. They lower that tank, and it will go down and spray the whole ductwork going all the way down to the hoods, and then the track will help it come back up. See, they also have this method where they just spray it, and then that eats away at the grease. Once that happens, and then they go ahead and spray it down. There's other stuff that they do, including actually when they have some that are not stainless steel ductwork, and that's a whole other thing. But here it is. It's showing how you get training for it, because you have to have a license. One for the power washing, and then two for the grease. So you leave with the grease. So you have to reclaim all of that stuff, and then you have to dispose of it. So all that is a charge to the customer. See, so it involves dealing with the hoods. So there's the classes that they have. These classes are nationwide through a number of different companies. Florida has a number of them. New York has them. Dallas. I don't know if there's any in Houston, but I know Dallas has them. And so you go over all these different things. Yeah. So it's a lot of rooftop work. This is not something that you're going to do. Oh, you guys couldn't even see that. I'm sorry. My bad. Let me go back. So this is not something that you're going to do by yourself. You're going to need a team of people. On Tankango, what's happening? So yeah, you're going to need a team of people. So the license isn't like super absurd. It isn't expensive. They just want you to go through a little bit of training so you know about safety, so you know about what all is involved, so you don't damage anything, and most importantly, so you know how to dispose of all the chemicals. Once again, you cannot dump grease down the drain. You cannot dump grease down the drain. So all this stuff has to be captured, and you have to dispose of it in a specific way. It is big money. Usually this is done quarterly. Some places will try to get away with doing it yearly. What ends up happening is all the grease ends up coming back down into the kitchen. There are collection bowls at the very top inside the hood. Those bowls collect what drips back down from the hood, those bowls will overflow because nobody ever thinks to check them. And then you end up with grease trailing down the wall, and sometimes this stuff will drip onto the cooking surfaces. Yeah. Yeah, Ecolab, yeah. When they sold off everything to Smart Care, I don't think Smart Care does it. Yeah, Ecolab used to do all this kind of stuff. So I've gone over this before. That's how Mike Sneed was like, "Oh yeah, oh my God, yes, they are." That is 100% correct. They're the worst. That grease just comes dripping down. They think they can do this stuff themselves. They only do surface cleaning, so they're only getting the vent covers, the baffles, and they don't do anything else. Um, what some of the service companies do is that they will swap the baffles out. And I have a similar type of thing that I do with the ice machine. Is that if I'm dealing with Hoshizaki KM 901s, I'll have those hoses. I mean, the water distribution tubes and everything like that, and I can just come in and wipe everything down, and then swap out those pieces with new ones, with ones that are already clean, and that you can kind of tack into the bill. Now, mind you, you're taking the old ones with you. You don't throw away the old ones. You're going to clean the old ones. Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, 3 to 5 large drums to toss out. So that is what I'm talking about. What he's saying is right. So you have these drums of chemical mixed with grease that has to be disposed of in a proper way. And your local government is checking on that. So that's what you have to have training on that. They're checking on your disposal records, and then you have to have the not every place has it, but most places have it with the pressure washing. Yes, and you have to wash off the roof, right? Oh, yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing a lot of people don't get. A lot of this stuff, right? Yes, you're not going to charge them anything extra. Um, and I'm going to say this. You want to be careful because the slip and fall aspect of this whole thing. Someone else can go up on the ladder, and they can slip and fall, and they can say it was due to the grease from you spraying the grease off the roof, or the grease from the extraction hoods. All things you need to be careful of. That is why they have these classes. They train you about it. I think this guy's class is a 4-day class. I had looked into it when I did this thing like a year and a half ago for you guys. I forgot what it was. I think the class is about like $1,000 or something like that. Oh my God, yeah. So yeah, you know what? But that's the same thing. Untamed Kango is saying bad part is about when it's raining, you gotta stop. When you're working on the walk-in, when you're working on the ice machine, that's a remote. I mean, that roof is full of equipment. That roof is full of the AC units. And so when you're up there, yeah, you got all that to deal with. You got rain, in the warm months, and you have snow. Yeah, snow and ice when it's cold. And yes, even here in Houston, once or twice, because it's the roof, we get the wind blowing, we have that high humidity, and then so we'll get down to 32, albeit not not a lot of days. You might have like one day in that week that might get down to 32 degrees, and 32 degrees is ice. And so it's up there on the roof, and that whole thing will be slick. That whole thing up there will be slick. So you always got to be careful. You always got to be careful. So it's really nothing to play with, but the money is extremely, extremely good. The money is good. And this guy goes over how you maintain all the pieces of equipment. Tons of work. It is just like I was explaining to you guys with the fire extinguishers, with the man. with all of that, with the hoods, all of this is all tied. This whole industry is all tied around the hood. Every single bit of this is tied around the hood. So with the security features, as far as the sprinklers and the whole nine, all of this stuff is tied around the hood. So he goes over how you properly clean them and all that other stuff. So what the other guy, like I said, there's some guys, they will just come in the evening. One guy will come in with new baffles. He'll take down all the old ones and he'll put in the new ones and walk out with the old ones. And they're just, they just take it to the office in the morning and they put them in a bath and soak them when they're clean. And then they end up going to another location. So all you're really doing is buying a good let's say 6 to 10. Let's just say you're buying 10 baffles. And then with that 10 that you have clean, now you're going out and swapping those other ones, taking them back and cleaning them and, running around. It is a really good method, and it really works with ice machines too. It works with ice machines. All right, and with that, so like I said, the guy goes over this. You go over what chemicals you use to degrease and the whole nine. We're 5 minutes away from ending this thing. So like I said, he goes over how to clean it. You don't need anything. There's nothing high tech, nothing fancy about it. And he just takes these baffles. You're only really going to see, like two or three different styles. There really aren't that many different styles of baffles. And that one is pretty bad. That one is pretty bad. So he's got his little thing. His testimonials and whatnot. When people go over. So there are a ton of businesses that you can get into on the commercial side. The commercial side is not lacking. It's not lacking for work. Every single thing in the restaurant has to have service. Every single thing in there. And what the hell, why not? Every single thing in there has to have service. Everything. Matter of fact, this guy is talking about how to change the oil. I've got a client. Should have bought some fryer pucks. So she wanted fryer pucks, but her boss the owner of the restaurant won't let her buy the fryer pucks. So I told her I would just buy the fryer pucks and then add it into the bill. Now that I said that, I need to find this freaking guy's credit card. I got his credit card around here somewhere. I had another place. They wanted a better way. The same place that had this. So they have about 6 of these Alto-Shaam units, true refrigerators and freezers. I'm gonna go live. It's gonna be noisy, but I'm doing another dishwasher chemical pump install, and it's gonna be at this facility. But she was asking for an easier way on how to change the oil on the fryers, right? And most of these places are changing them once a week. They should actually change them a lot sooner than once a week, but they're only changing them once a week, especially with the cost. The cost went sky high. So they're not even, all right. So this place is using an appropriate stainless steel drain pan. The customer I'm telling you about that ordered over $100,000 piece of equipment, they are using Harbor Freight plastic buckets to recover the oil. It's insanity. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about these new people. It's a new client I just picked up. It's a roller rink. I don't like roller rinks. I don't like nightclubs. I don't like bars. I don't like amusement parks, concession stands. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. None of that. that is not my favorite. I don't like any of that. This is RTI. This is RTI. They're nationwide. They're the ones that recover the oil. So they send some guys out. They'll go ahead and pump that oil into their trucks, and then they'll take that oil, they'll clean it up, and they use it for other things. They use it for metal cutting oil, your WD-40, all that kind of stuff. They process it into another, they process it for other use, no longer for human consumption, because when you fry food, you're eating that very same oil. That oil soaks into the protein. So you're eating that. What you see right there, yeah, you're eating that that's floating around in that oil. That's why it has to be drained out. That's why they have to filter the oil. Yeah, there's the strainer, there's the mesh filter right there. And like I said, my client isn't even using that. So they're going to wreck these, and they're using Imperials. They're just going to wreck this freaking fryer. All right, so we are at time. I'll be back on Monday. I will be back on Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch me. We can talk about, hey, Debo 46, what's happening? And and don't forget, I'm on Instagram, and I'll probably do a live. I'll do a live within the next couple of days on Instagram, was me doing yet another chemical pump on a dishwasher, and this one is going to be a Hobart. I didn't want it to be. I tried to push it off. The Hobart was going to charge the client about $5,000 to do this chemical pump. I'm only charging them $2,000, but it is what it is. But I'll give you guys a little tour of their whole kitchen, their whole little setup. So be on the look for that. That is, make myself big. So if you see up in the corner, that is the Instagram link, so that you can go to my channel. And I'll probably put out posts and things like that on YouTube as well, to let you guys know when I'm live. And with that, I'm out. Thanks for watching.
Here, let's go back.
We are same, but different.